I just finished making my video review for the alt-right documentary, Alt-Right Age of Rage. And, you know, as I'm making the video, I wanted to talk more and more about the ridiculousness of the alt-right, of Antifa, of this age in our society where everything is racist and we have to, I don't know, get violent about everything, and it's just, it's insane. And I didn't want to make the video that long, so I just want to do a second video and just point out a couple of things. I was born in the late 70s, I grew up through the 80s, the 90s, in Texas. Obviously there was racism around, okay? Was Texas the worst place in the world for racism? Probably not, but it was around. But I remember growing up in the 80s and 90s, and you know, we knew what the KKK was. We knew what neo-Nazis were, skinheads, that type of thing, right? And I remember, you know, once a year in some little podunk town somewhere, maybe in a couple little podunk towns, right? The KKK would get out with them and their 20 members, and they'd walk down the street flying their flags with their hoods, and people would just laugh at them and ignore them, basically. It would make local news. That's about it. It certainly wouldn't get national media attention. And guess what? Throughout the 80s and the 90s and into the 2000s and into the 2010s, those things just stopped. They died down. They didn't get bigger. They didn't get worse. They got better. Less and less people were willing to go out there publicly and make a scene. Less and less people, even if they were racist, were willing to go walk down the street because you were laughed at as a backwards moron. And nobody gave a crap about you. Nobody paid attention to you. And so what was the point? So what happened? Why now do we have the alt-right, the rebranding of white supremacy? Why now do we have all these problems? All of a sudden America's the most racist place in the world, which is so untrue. But we're getting accused of that day in, day out. And God forbid if you're a white male like me, I'm a raging racist, right? Why? Just because I'm white. That's pretty much it, but that's what a lot of people will tell you. I'm just inherently racist. Why? What happened? Why is there this resurgence of people willing to go walk around towns with tiki torches? So much so that people on the other side feel they need to start violent gangs of fascist outlaws to try and beat them up and silence them. Why is this happening now? It's because somewhere along the line, somewhere in the last 10 years, our country, the media, politicians, they started paying attention to those racist assholes again. We started giving them news coverage. We started talking about them again. We started using them as a means to push an agenda. Mostly the mainstream media, and mostly that agenda was left-wing in nature. We used them as bad guys. We started calling everybody racist. Everybody was a white nationalist. Everybody's a part of the alt-right. If you don't buy into progressive left-wing politics, you're a racist. So they took this ideology of something that was dying. And again, even the people that were racist didn't have the balls to go out in public and talk about it, right? They were back in their holes, not hurting anybody. And people being racist were just, in general, dying off. New people are born every day. And as these people are coming of age in this country, they are being raised in a society that is less and less racist every day. Or at least that's what was happening. Until we started paying attention to them again. Until the media and all the politicians who wanted to use them to push an agenda started putting them back up on that pedestal to enrage their base. If you really want to fix the problem with racists, if you really want to fix the problem with the alt-right, with people like Jared Taylor and Richard Spencer, with neo-Nazis, white supremacists, just start ignoring them. Their opinions are stupid. They're backwards racist assholes. Treat them the way that we used to treat the KKK back in the 80s and 90s. We looked, we pointed, we laughed. We didn't give them a platform. We didn't point a camera at them. And they just started to shrivel up and die away.